This is iFIBER 1 News. Here are today's top stories.
Prosecutors have added assault charges against a man accused of opening fire on an occupied vehicle following a fight at a Moses Lake gas station.
Grant County officials issued a statement following a public outcry from immigration advocates earlier this month.
Recently, a pilgrimage which had waited nearly 3 decades to take place finally occurred at the Wild Horses Monument near Vantage.
Start Easter weekend bright and early as the Ephrata Lions Club annual Youth Fishing Derby returns Saturday at Oasis Park.
From the iFIBER 1 newsroom, this is iFIBER 1 News. And it starts now.
Prosecutors have added assault charges against a man accused of opening fire on an occupied vehicle following a fight at a Moses Lake gas station. Gabriel Ruiz Balderas, previously charged with drive-by shooting, is now also charged with 2 counts of first-degree assault while armed with a deadly weapon in connection to the January 16th shooting. Ruiz Balderas and his brother entered the Circle K gas station on North Stratford Road on the afternoon of January 16th. Surveillance video shows the 2 brothers at the fountain drink station when 2 other men pull up in a silver minivan and enter the store. The 2 men walked directly up to the Balderas brothers and began punching the 2 brothers along with a third uninvolved man. Several of the men slip on the floor before the 2 men who instigated the fight run out the door and drive off. The Balderas brothers reportedly returned to their car, and video shows them following the silver minivan out of the parking lot. Moses Lake police say at least 7 shots were fired from a handgun out the front passenger side window of the Malibu where Ruiz Balderas was sitting, about a block from the gas station. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This segment is brought to you by
Change doesn't have to be complicated. With a low-profile microwave hood combination that's ready to install right out of the box. It fits in the same space as your under-cabinet hood, so you can get your microwave off the countertop and make space for the routines worth keeping. The low-profile microwave hood combination, from the #1 selling appliance brand in the USA.
Whirlpool Appliances, now available at more furniture in Ephrata. Grant County officials issued a statement following a public outcry from immigration advocates earlier this month. Northwest Immigration Rights Project, along with other advocacy groups, showed up to the Grant County Courthouse in Ephrata on April 1st to cry foul over the recent Border Patrol arrests of several illegal aliens who showed up to criminal court hearings that weren't related to their illegal status. Supporters called the nature of the arrest unethical and believed it was a poaching-like technique.
We're here today because we know of multiple reoccurring detentions outside the Grant County Courthouse here in Ephrata. And we came here today to speak with the commissioners and the sheriff to tell them that it's not okay, that this is a violation of our community's rights. It's a violation of public safety, and that we expect change to happen, and we want it to happen now.
This video, courtesy of Crosscut Media, shows another man who was arrested outside of the Moses Lake Municipal Court around the time of his hearing. Despite doing a double take on the matter, local law enforcement says the agents are within their legal rights. Grant County Prosecutor Garth Dano says he was notified by Border Patrol that they'd be conducting these stings at the courthouse about a year and a half ago. He says agents can find illegals by checking jail and court hearing rosters.
We just got approached by this Northwest Immigrant Project group, which I wasn't aware of, and they showed up a couple of weeks ago here to meet with the county commissioners, myself, and Sheriff Tom Jones to discuss the problems from their perspective that undocumented people were being approached by Border Patrol agents, being arrested, being harassed, in their words. And it was creating a real chilling effect that people that were undocumented felt like they couldn't come to the courthouse safely to take care of courthouse business they may have to do to try to get licenses or whatever it was that they're here for. They have been coming here to the courthouse probably for about the last year and a half, looking for specifically for undocumented people that have been found guilty of felony convictions, and also people that have been previously deported. That's who they were looking for, and that's who they were detaining and or arresting. Okay? They are specifically not looking for or targeting people that are here undocumented, that are either witnesses or victims of crime. They have no interest in detaining them. They're too busy, they're too overworked, they don't have enough staff to do that.
Dano says the stings are necessary to preserve the safety of local citizens.
We have a problem here in Grant County. We have a crisis in Grant County because our citizens deserve to be safe as well. And I don't have exact numbers for you, Sean, but I will tell you what I estimate to believe, that I believe there's, of a population of 100,000, I'd estimate that we have probably criminal aliens and or previously deported individuals in the thousands here in Grant County. That's a big number. Law enforcement has to pay attention to that. I think our citizens, by and large, support the position that these people need to be dealt with and removed.
Law agencies in Chelan and Douglas counties say there are no such busts happening outside of courthouses. I'm Sean Goggins for iFIBER 1 News. This segment is brought to you by...
Your taste buds bored? Well, then bring them to Jay's Teriyaki. Not only does Jay's have a variety of teriyaki dishes, they also offer mouth-watering salads and sides. Call Jay's 509-764-5155. Jay's Teriyaki, located at 123 East Broadway in Moses Lake, because it's all in the sauce.
Recently, a pilgrimage which had waited nearly 3 decades to take place finally occurred at the Wild Horses Monument near Vantage. Artist David Govader designed the 15 life-size metallic stallions to commemorate the Washington State Centennial celebration in 1989, but had not been back to check on his horses in over 20 years.
I always imagined what it'd be like if you were an old cowboy and you couldn't run like your horses do, so you come down to the corral, and you lift up the rope and open the gate and let the ponies out. Then you can run with them wild.
Govader's return to the stable of his creation on a rocky bluff overlooking the Columbia River at the southwest edge of Grant County coincides with the announcement of his desire to finally complete the project as it was originally intended. Although most people simply know these familiar steel-forged equines as the Wild Horses, the artistic installation's actual name is Grandfather Cuts Loose the Ponies, and the enormous basket which Govader envisioned these horses being released from is what he is now working to see physically realized at the site.
And then there's the other meaning of the gift of creation, that this basket, turned on its side, pours out life. And it could be anything, all life, but horses represent so much to our human civilization that struck dear to my heart.
The campaign to enhance and finish the monument is already receiving a great deal of support, including from the Kaufman engineering firm of Spokane, who joined Govader on his recent sojourn to volunteer their services by mapping the installation in preparation for the addition of the basket. The basket, which will also include 2 more ponies within its framework, will be no small undertaking to construct, at approximately 36 feet in diameter and weighing roughly 24,000 pounds. CDA Metals of Spokane has accepted the challenge of constructing the giant addition, which only seems fitting since the company was also involved in fashioning the 15 horses which have now stood proudly at the monument for nearly 30 years. Along with the basket and new pair of foals, there are also plans to add an interpretive station at the site and rehabilitate the monument's trail system, the latter of which is being looked at already as a potential project for a troop of Boy Scouts out of the Tri-Cities area. Govader says he needs to raise approximately $1 million to accomplish all of his desired improvements to the monument and has started a fundraising effort at fundthebasket.com for those who would like to donate to the cause. Reporting for iFIBER 1 News, I'm Chris Hansen.
Start Easter weekend bright and early as the Ephrata Lions Club annual Youth Fishing Derby returns Saturday at Oasis Park. The event is free and kicks off at 6 a.m. at the park pond off State Route 28. The derby is open to kids age 14 and younger, but children must be able to handle their own fishing poles. According to organizers, parents can help with casting, but kids should be able to reel in their catch. Derby prizes for each age category are handed out at 8:15 a.m., and catches need to be brought to the judging area by 8 a.m. for measurements. The annual fishing derby started back in 1972 and has attracted hundreds of kids each year. This is Joe Utter for iFIBER 1 News.
This is iFIBER 1 News. For more information on these stories and other news, visit us online at iFiber1.com or check us out on Facebook.